The last time where we stopped, it was in thread forms. So today we'll see about fasteners. So fasteners are basically a mechanical hardware device which hold two mechanical or machine parts together, and not necessarily machine parts, your daily households too. Okay, so as part as your syllabus, you have got bolts and nuts and also rivets, which will come in the incoming classes. So talking about bolts and nuts, you have seen it in your everyday life. So this is a bolt, okay, and this is called a bolt head, okay, and then you have a nut, okay, and also if you can observe, you have the thread forms in here, like which you have seen in last class, so different types of thread forms, okay. And also there are other two parts associated with bolt and nut, that would be a washer and a lock nut. A washer is another a plate of very small thickness, which will be placed in here so that the nut doesn't interact directly with the with the bolt, or it doesn't undergo any wear and tears, okay. So similar to your thread forms, you'll have different parameters or different dimensions at different parts, okay. So in your thread forms, the important parameter was the pitch, but in a bolt or a nut, the important parameter is your diameter, okay. So diameter. So if this is a horizontally placed bolt and nut assembly, and you are observing it on from the front view, and this should be your right view, okay. And then the length of the bolt is also called as a shank, okay. That will define your primary diameter, okay. Using this primary diameter, you'll define all other parameters, okay. So for example, if you see this, the head of the bolt is about 2 times the diameter of the shank, okay. And similarly, all other various parameters are designed. So as part as your syllabus, what you need to do is you need to take your draft sheet and try to draw this bolt. So, and again, there are other parameters on you need to define how the arcs are and what type of bolt it is. So this bolt, for example, is an hexagonal bolt head. That is, the head of the bolt is designed in the shape of an hexagon, okay. And you have your square head bolt and different bolts that you can that you'll see as we go about. And coming to your hexagonal bolt head, since this is hexagon, so if you're seeing from this view, let's say if you're seeing from the right side, you can observe you can observe 3 faces, so correct, this one, and this one. So these 3 faces you can see, and in the and in the front view, you'll observe those 3 faces. But if you are trying to see from the other side, you can observe the 2 other faces of it, okay. So let's say if you're seeing from this side, you'll observe these 2 faces. So these 2 faces, you again draw it, okay. So we'll see how we can create this in your solid edge. Once you're in your solid edge, you just go new and then metric draft, and first thing you do is your sheet setup. Set it up for A4, background switch off, okay. Now once you have done, obviously you'll draw the first front view first. So we'll take a line, we'll take the first line to be your reference line or the center line of it. So just take a reference line. So it is not reference, it's not compulsory how big you draw it. And then you take a rectangle by 2 points, okay. And let us take this to be about 100, okay. And this length, we'll take the dia in this as M20. We'll consider M20 bolt. So it will be 20, correct. Okay, the line is not thick, and we'll relate one that this point and this point are correlated. this point will reside on this point. Okay, since the dimensioning, we'll fix the dimensioning to avoid this, so we'll take here, this would be 20, and this will be 100. So it has come way too in. I'll just move this a little bit. Okay, so now we'll try to draw the head. The head is about so it is about 2 times this portion would be 0.8 times of 20, so that is 0.8, 1 second, 0.8 star 20, which is 16, and this will be 2 times 20, that is 40. Okay, minus 90, again take the relation. This relation thing will help you keep everything in place. Okay, or else they'll just keep moving. This point will be at this point. Again, see, they moved. This is 40, and this is 0.8 times 20, which is 16. Okay, so you have the head and then the shank. What we'll do is we'll extend this. We'll extend this line to next, this line to next. You have the 2 parts. Now what you do is, and again we'll extend this also, the reference. Okay, now what you do is you take a line from this point. Since it is at an angle of 30 degrees, take 30 degrees and then join it at the center. Now take a thick line and then arc by center. From this point we just draw an arc connecting to that point. Once you've done it, this you can delete. Now take another arc by 3 points, not arc by center now, arc by 3 points. This point and this point and this point. Okay, now take the mirror, this, shift this and this, select, and then mirror about this axis. You're done. Okay, you can delete these excess relations which is not necessary. Okay, so they're done, and then you'll trim this portion, this and these two and this line. Okay, that line is done, but that's the dimension. Okay, now the head is done. We'll go for the bolt. So bolt, let us draw it somewhere here. Rectangle by 2 points. So bolt dimension is a little bit different. So this is about 0.9 times the dia. So that will be 18, and this will be 40 again. Okay, and the relation is this line, this point will be on this point. Okay, so now, and this will be your flat side. Okay, let us see if we can move this a little bit here. Select, place it here. Now, so this is your flat side and this is your curved side, that is your hexagonal side. Now again you take from this point, now from this point mark 150 degrees, that is 120 minus 30, intersect, and from this arc by center this point here, and then touch it here. I remove this line and again arc by 3 points, touch here and then straight upward and then here. Now select both of it, mirror the feature about the axis. Done. Next would be trimming the unwanted here, here, and this line, and here, here. Okay. And then we'll add another washer. So washer is another rectangle which will be about 3 mm thick and about and it will be, the die of it will be a little bigger compared to your die of I mean not generic, usually it is bigger. So we'll draw another rectangle. We'll take this height, let us take it as 45, and this dimension as 3, and then we'll relate this point will be on this point. Okay, so now we have your head, that is your bolt head, your washer and your nut. Okay, now we need to draw the thread. So thread, let us take it as about 65 length thread. Okay, and then you can't really draw thread here, okay, like how you draw in your thread forms, because this is very small dimension, it is very hard to draw and you can't really draw it, so you just represent it as one small line. Okay, so we'll take the thickness of thread to be about 2. Okay, make sure other dimensions are still same, correct, this is 2, and now you just draw one line connecting here and then extend to next, and then you take a mirror this line about this axis. Done, your thread is done, but what you need to do is remove the unwanted lines, like which you can't see the thread. Here you can't see, inside of this you can't see, and here something's conflicting here. So there is some conflict here. So let us see, I think when we drew this probably that conflicted, so we'll just take another dimension. From this length to this length it should be 18. Okay, so now it is aligned. So we have the thread, I think this again moved, so let us take, so it is 2. Okay, so careful. See, these things usually happen a lot. So careful when you're drawing the thread forms. Again, this has moved. So now that we've done it, we'll take we'll have to chamfer this part. Okay, so let us take the chamfer option. This line and this line, 45 degrees, and setback is 2 mm because the thread is 2 mm, and same here, 2 mm, 45. Okay. Now your front view is done, and then you can remove all the dimensions once you're done. But make sure don't move anything. So this is how it will look once you've removed. I've tried to remove the maximum of it, in that I've lost one line here. Okay. And now we'll try to draw the front view. Okay, sorry, the right side view. I'll just take circle by center, and see if this extension line, if you're not able to see it, is just that the alignment indicator is off. So when it is off, you can't see it. Okay, just switch it on, and now you can see that. So what you can see, is the prominent one would be your washer, because it is the bigger diameter. And then you'll have another circle of 40, correct, the nut, and then you'll have another circle which would be hidden at 20 mm dia, and then the thread. Okay, so which is about 18 mm because it is 2 mm apart, correct. So these two would be hidden, dashed lines, dotted lines, and then we'll take polygon by center. Okay, just select any of the circle, then you can get the center point, and then it is 6-sided hexagon. Okay, and this would be how much? 20 mm sided. So just place it, align it correctly. How come it is like this? Now let us draw the polygon by center. Let's take this polygon. We know it is 20 mm. Okay, placing it is very crucial because it will decide how you are seeing it. Okay, now 90 degrees, place it at 90 degrees because you're viewing it from this angle. You can see all three sides. Okay, so now we are done with the front view and the right side view. We'll draw the behind view of the front view. Okay, so we'll just take another rectangle at this point as the reference. Once we'll take this point as the reference. Rectangle by 2 points. Okay, this is 20 mm. Sorry, this is since we are starting from there, so that would be 116, correct, and this is 20 mm. Okay, so we'll just try and see if they're same. Okay, now again you'll have a rectangle by 2 points. So this is 18, this is 40, done. And at this point you'll again have your washer at 3, and this will be 45 minus 180. Okay, same. Okay, I think one problem would be is they wouldn't be aligned properly, so let us dimension it. 18. I think we didn't draw the reference line. I think not necessary now, but anyways, we'll keep it. Reference line. Okay. Now this will solve many. Yeah, I think this will help in a lot of ways. You can just fix it. Okay, 2 things. Okay, everything is perfect. Now we'll take circle by 2 points again, and this. Now we'll draw the other knot. Okay. This is 40 mm. So this is 19. This is 40. Place it and correlation. 0.2 point. Okay. So again, thick lines. So now we have the basic outlook in the second view. So once we are done with the knot, we have to draw the arcs. Okay, I think this is not proper, so let us correct it. 40. Okay, and the line is not thicker. So you're actually drawing a bisector here. So minus 30 here, and from this point from this point another at 30 degrees. So you'll get 1 point here. Okay, then again arc by center. From here you just draw the arc. Delete the unwanted, and this is thick, and again this point thick line. Okay, now again we'll use the mirror feature. About here. Done. Remove the unwanted lines. Same way here. One line minus 150. Okay, from this point 150. Okay, arc by center from here at this point. Sorry, correct, arc by center. Okay, remove the unwanted and thick lines. And again use the mirror feature about this axis and this one, or about this axis. Remove the unwanted. Okay, now one last thing left out is the thread, so we'll take, it was about 65. Okay, and now to okay, now we'll mirror this feature here about this axis. Done. Then we'll draw one line and then extend to next. Done. And the one last thing remaining is the chamfer. We'll take chamfer, these two, set back 2 mm, set back 2 mm. Done. And these two, by default it will be 2 mm. And then now you can remove your dimensions and these extra points, which is not necessary. Like when you complete it, you'll have to show it in JPJ, so we'll save as okay. So now we have it. So this is your Hexa bolt, and one thing we didn't correct is to remove the hidden lines in here. Okay, well, let's do that too. Sorry, not the hidden lines, the excess lines. This is not there, this is not there, this is not there, this and this. Remove the axis also, it will not, it's not Okay, so this should be it. JPEG, Hexa bolt, save, yes. Okay, so this is your Hexa bolt.